right, everybody, let's get real for a second. How many of you have ever faced a challenge that knocked you flat on your back? A failure that made you doubt yourself? A moment where you felt like everything was slipping away? I get it. Life doesn't just throw curveballs. It hurls them at full speed. But here's the truth. Your setbacks don't define you. What defines you is what you do next. Because, listen, every great success story, every legend, every game changer, every person who ever did something extraordinary, they all have one thing in common. They turned their setbacks into comebacks. And today I'm going to show you how you can do the same. Because the power to rise isn't in your circumstances, it's in you. So are you ready to flip the script? Are you ready to take control? Then let's go. Every setback, every failure, every moment where things don't go as planned, it's all feedback. Life isn't trying to break you, it's trying to teach you. When something doesn't work out, it's not a sign to stop, it's information. It's telling you what needs to change, what needs to improve, and what you need to do differently. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding failure, they got there by learning from it. Think about the greatest innovators, entrepreneurs, athletes. None of them had a perfect run. They faced rejection, defeat, loss, but instead of seeing failure as a roadblock, they saw it as a data point, a lesson, a necessary part of the journey. The problem isn't failure itself. The problem is how you interpret it. Most people see it as proof they're not good enough, but in reality, it's proof they're in the game. It's proof they're trying. The only people who don't fail are the ones who never take risks, never push themselves, never go beyond their comfort zones. Every failure brings clarity. It reveals weaknesses, highlights blind spots, and forces growth. It's a refining process. The key is to extract the lesson, adjust, and move forward with more wisdom, more strength, and more determination. Your mindset is the filter through which you experience every challenge, every setback, and every opportunity. Two people can face the exact same failure. One will see it as a crushing defeat, while the other will see it as a stepping stone. The difference? Mindset. The way you think about setbacks determines whether they keep you down or push you forward. Most people allow obstacles to define them. They internalize failure, believing it means they're not good enough, not capable, not worthy of success. But the truth is, failure is neutral. It's your interpretation of it that gives it power. When you shift your mindset from "this happened to me" to "this happened for me," everything changes. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start seeing yourself as the creator of your own destiny. Adversity is not the enemy, it's the training ground. Every challenge strengthens your resilience, sharpens your focus, and forces you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and when you train it to see setbacks as opportunities, you stop fearing failure. Instead, you start using it as fuel to propel you forward, to push beyond limits, and to rise stronger than ever. The moment you take full ownership of your life, everything changes. No more blaming circumstances. No more pointing fingers at the economy, your past, or other people. As long as you believe your setbacks are someone else's fault, you give away your power. Ownership is not about guilt or self-blame. It's about recognizing that no matter what happens, you are responsible for your response. Many people stay stuck because they wait for someone or something to change their situation. They think if the right opportunity appears, if the right person helps them, or if luck turns in their favor, things will improve. But winners don't wait. They take control. They understand that even if something wasn't their fault, it's still their responsibility to fix it. When you take ownership, you stop making excuses and start making progress. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable, but the people who rise are the ones who refuse to let those setbacks define them. They take charge, adjust their strategy, and keep moving forward. Taking ownership means no more waiting, no more complaining, just action, growth, and the determination to turn things around. Everything changes the moment you make a real decision, not a half-hearted wish, not a vague hope, but a firm, unwavering decision that no matter what happens, you are going to rise. Most people never truly decide. They say they want success, but they leave the door open for excuses. They wait for the right time, the right conditions, the right motivation. But those who create real comebacks don't wait. They commit before they have all the answers. Commitment is the difference between dabbling and dominating. When you commit, there's no turning back. You don't let fear, doubt, or temporary failure stop you. You don't let discomfort dictate your actions. You act in spite of fear, in spite of uncertainty. Action is where transformation begins. The moment you start moving, no matter how small the step, you shift the momentum in your favor. Success isn't built on wishful thinking. It's built on decisions backed by consistent action. You don't have to know every step ahead, but you do have to take the first one. Once you decide, once you take that first step, it begins to reveal itself. Action leads to clarity, progress, ultimately the comeback you're after. Every day, whether you realize it or not, you are reinforcing a narrative about who you are, what you're capable of, and what's possible for you. If your story is filled with doubt, failure, and excuses, your actions will reflect that. But if you rewrite your story to one of strength, resilience, and possibility, everything shifts. Most people let their past failures define them. They replay their mistakes over and over, reinforcing the belief that they're not good enough, that they always mess things up, that success is for other people. But your past is not your identity. It's just a collection of experiences. The only thing that matters is what you decide to believe about yourself moving forward. Rewiring your story starts with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you repeat. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they building you up or tearing you down? The most successful people in the world weren't born with an unshakable mindset. They built it by choosing different beliefs, by telling themselves a new story, by deciding that no matter what happened before, their future was theirs to create. It's not about what has happened, it's about what happens next. The people you surround yourself with will either elevate you or drag you down. Your environment is shaping you every single day, whether you realize it or not. If you spend your time around people who complain, make excuses, and accept mediocrity, that mindset will infect you. But if you surround yourself with people who push you, challenge you, and expect more from you, your standards will rise. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they stay in environments that reinforce their limitations. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you allow into your world. If you want to turn your setback into a comeback, you need to be around people who have done it before. People who refuse to let you settle. People who remind you of what's possible even when you don't believe in yourself. Energy is contagious. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and fear, it will drain you. But when you put yourself in the right environment, where growth is the norm, where resilience is expected, where challenges are embraced, you start to think, act, and perform at a completely different level. Who you surround yourself with will determine how far you go. A comeback isn't built in a single moment. It's built through consistent action, day after day. Most people wait for motivation to strike before they take action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. What truly creates change is conditioning yourself daily to take action, no matter how you feel. Small, consistent wins create momentum, and momentum builds confidence. When you commit to progress every single day, even in the smallest ways, you start to rewire your brain for success. You begin to see yourself differently. You stop identifying with failure and start seeing yourself as someone who takes control. The key is to set yourself up for success with daily habits that reinforce your new identity. Whether it's reading, training, learning, or pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, every action you take strengthens your belief in your comeback. Too many people get stuck because they focus on how far they have to go. Instead, focus on the next step. Win the morning, win the hour, win the day. Each time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you prove that you are capable of rising again. It's not about massive leaps. It's about showing up, taking action, and building the resilience that fuels your comeback. Adversity is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. Every great comeback starts with struggle. The difference between those who rise and those who stay down isn't luck, talent, or circumstances. It's the ability to find meaning in the pain. When challenges hit, most people ask, why is this happening to me? But the ones who turn setbacks into comebacks ask, How can this make me stronger? Pain has a purpose. It forces growth. It builds resilience. It teaches lessons that comfort never could. The most successful people in the world didn't get there because life was easy for them. They got there because they used their struggles as fuel.